For pretty much my whole life, I've been involved in hockey. From minor and junior hockey, officiating, heck, I even drove a Zamboni and made ice for a few years. And I still play the game to this day. I worked video production for Hockey Canada for a few years, including the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, and then was manager of video production for the Edmonton Oilers for 5 seasons. When I helped document the construction of Rogers Place in Edmonton, I developed a fascination on how these buildings come together. I've visited 34 NHL rinks, and after my time in the NHL, I decided to start this YouTube channel to share with you all that I've learned about them. Who knows, you may just learn something new before you head to your next hockey game. I'm Jeff Nash, and this is Rinks Around the League. Hey everyone, welcome to Rinks Around the League. Time to kick off another season with an episode of Rinks Roundup where I go around the league and get you caught up to speed on what's new. Let's start out on the East Coast and take a look at the new scoreboard at TD Garden. Now there's been a lot of upgrades to TD Garden in Boston over the last few years. The most recent is an upgraded scoreboard. Although it's generally the same shape as the last one, it's nearly double the size. Its 4 main screens, which measure 18 by 32.5 feet wide, are 4K and offer the highest resolution in the NHL. It also has underbelly displays and 2 new ring displays. Probably fits right in with all the upgrades in the revamped TD Garden. Now let's head out to Long Island and catch up with updates at UBS Arena. We've reached another big milestone at UBS Arena when on October 14th, the ice was finally installed. Fans were able to catch a glimpse of the ice installation via the webcam, which is still in operation. Thank you, UBS. I've always loved seeing ice installed, regardless if it's in a new or old facility, but it's pretty special to see the ice go in at the Islanders' new barn. Looks like they're putting the finishing touches on UBS while the Islanders are on an extended road trip while they wait for the completion of their new home. They don't play in their new barn until November 20th against the Calgary Flames. Islander fans have just under a month to see their new home, and I bet they can't wait. Let's continue on the East Coast and head down to sunny Florida. There has been a name change for the home of the Florida Panthers. The building will now be named FLA Live Arena. The naming rights with BB&T ended in September, which prompted the name change. The FLA Live Arena name will only be temporary as they seek a new partner. Now let's head to the desert and check in on the ongoing drama between the city of Glendale and the Arizona Coyotes. Now back in August, there was news that the city of Glendale wasn't going to renew its lease with the Arizona Coyotes and their current home, the Gila River Arena. It's a long story, but the Coles Notes version is that the city wasn't making enough money with hockey games and low attendance, and they decided that holding other events like concerts would be better financially. So with the lease running out after this upcoming season, the Coyotes organization would need to figure out a plan to either relocate or build a new home in Phoenix if they decided to stay. In the summer, rumors swirled around whether they'd relocate to places like Houston or Quebec City. But in September, we got news of a $1.7 billion Tempe development which would see the new arena at its core. This privately financed development proposal includes a 16,000-seat arena, which would make it one of the smallest venues in the NHL. Now, of course, this still needs to be approved and built, which means we're a few years away before we see shovels in the ground on this project, which begs the question, with their lease running out after this year, where will the Coyotes play in the meantime? Nothing has been announced just yet, but you would have to believe that if a team is going to stay in the desert, that a temporary deal will be struck with the city to be able to play at Gila River Arena until things get finalized. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, with both sides not really being in each other's good books. So keep an eye out on this channel and I'll keep you up to date on developments. Stay tuned. Let's quickly head north of the border and check in with the new arena in Calgary. Since the reveal of the new renderings, it's rumored that shovels may hit the ground right away. I dropped by to take a look in and around the Saddledome, and there's definitely lots of activity. But for fans who may not know, it's believed that it's going to be just north of the current Saddledome. Sounds like time-lapse and potentially live cameras might be set up for us to tag along during the build. We'll also hopefully get some more renderings of the interior, hopefully in the winter sometime. Staying in Alberta, some cool stuff coming out of Edmonton and Rogers Place. They've moved the old Oilers derrick that was used for player introductions at former Rexall Place, and they placed it in Ford Hall. I'm glad they decided to integrate this iconic piece of Oilers history in the new building. They've also paid tribute to the late Joey Moss by having a sculpture installed inside the Oilers locker room. The life-size sculpture of Joey now reaches for a high five as the players leave the locker room to head down the tunnel and to the ice. A nice touch to a man much beloved in the City of Champions. All right, let's slide over to the West Coast and Climate Pledge Arena and talk about the much anticipated new home of the Kraken. Ribbon cutting will take place on October 22nd at 2 p.m. and their opening event will be Coldplay later that night. but it looks like the Foo Fighters and Death Cab for Cutie have already played in the venue to try it out. The first Kraken game will be played the next night on October 23rd against the Vancouver Canucks. Some photos have leaked already showing that unique duo scoreboard layout and that amazing roof structure. It also looks like the Kraken have decided to put their logo on the ceiling of their new dressing room. Other than that, not much to report other than it appears they've completed construction, and we'll wait to see photos and videos from fans as they enter their new building. I'm kind of stunned at the lack of coverage of Climate Pledge Arena over the last few months, but I guess we'll get the big reveal this week. Exciting times for Seattle and Kraken fans. All right, don't forget to follow me on social at _the_Rinks on Twitter and Instagram, and Rinks Around the League on Facebook and YouTube. That does it for right now. We'll see you next time.